Go.
Hello everyone, we are Team Delta and welcome to today's presentation on how credibility and leadership best practices influence organizational functions. We'll delve into the role of credibility in effective leadership and examine its impact using a current business example of Tim Cook's leadership at Apple. Here are my team members, Nishit, Monica, Alex, Vishal, and I'm Aishwarya Pathak. So here we go. Credibility and leadership are pivotal concepts in both personal and professional realms, deeply interconnected yet distinct in their functions. Now, credibility refers to the quality of being trusted and believed in, and it forms the cornerstone of effective communication and trust building, influencing how others perceive and respond to an individual. Leadership, on the other hand, involves the ability to guide, influence, and inspire others towards achieving common goals. It encompasses vision, decision making, and the capacity to motivate. And the connection between the two is that a leader's credibility can significantly impact their effectiveness as it shapes their ability to garner trust, foster respect, and drive collective action.
Awesome. So for the first category, we'll just talk a little bit more about that aspect of credibility and leadership and why it matters, and then we'll follow into the impact that it can have on an organization. But the three core principles that we wanted to highlight is the first one regards trust. So as we've seen in this week's assignment, like credibility leads to trust between a leader and his people or a group. And therefore is the number one pillar that we want to emphasize in this case. So credible leaders inspire confidence and loyalty in teams. Number two is that aspect that credibility can enhance communication within a team and between team members. So that idea that messages from credible leaders are more readily accepted. So it's just like an online source. When we read an article or read a book that we trust the source from, we're more willing to adapt that concept or like pace it forward. And then lastly, that aspect of decision making. So that again, effective credibility can lead to better decision making as it lends weight on leaders' choices and strategies and is being recognized by others. So those are the three core pillars around credibility. Next slide.
So how does it impact on an organization? Credibility is the foundation of a healthy organizational culture. Credible leaders set the tone for team dynamics, shaping behavior and fostering trust. Their actions reinforce the organization's values, creating a positive and ethical environment. Employees are more engaged and motivated when they trust their leaders, leading to a higher satisfaction and commitment. In essence, credibility is the catalyst for a positive organizational culture and sport success. So how does we build credibility in leadership? Building credibility is a strategic and ongoing process that involves several key practices. Leaders need to demonstrate expertise in their field to build confidence among team members and stakeholders. Consistency is in their actions, decisions, and communication is vital for fostering trust and reliability. Transparent communication involves sharing relevant information openly and honestly, preventing misunderstandings and building trust. Integrity is essential for earning respect and trust, and leaders who adhere to moral and ethical principles are seen as honest, ethical, and fair. By demonstrating expertise, maintaining consistency, communicating transparency, and showing integrity, leaders can build and sustain their credibility, fostering trust, enhancing leadership effectiveness, and thriving organizational success.
Yeah, so moving on to the next slide, which is the case study on Tim Cook, right? So first of all, I want to start off with his leadership style and approach. Well, first of all, he's really good at operational excellence. He's known for focusing on efficiency, productivity, innovation, also product development, and then also services. And just to point out, he has been the #1 pioneer at Apple for supply chain management. These are some of his styles or skills. And then another thing that I want to add is like his key achievements, especially when it comes to Apple's market capitalization. And then also trying to get the whole Apple ecosystem to work when it gets when it gets displaced to other equipments, as in like iPhone, iPod, iPad, whatnot, MacBook Pro, whatever. And another person that I want to name is Steve Jobs, who actually invented the company, and then his rival as well at times. I want to compare both of them just to, emphasize how good Tim Cook as a CEO is. Well, Steve Jobs as a person is a visionary. He's a charismatic person. He is the first one who's known to come up with these revolutionary products which didn't even exist before. Half the world even knew about it. But at the same time, Tim Cook was really good at coming up with a supply chain management, which was able to come up or like enable this whole company to exist, thrive, proliferate. And the main focus areas where I would like to stress on would be operational efficiency and consistent financial success. I mean, right now they are at the top, if not the topmost, right? Or surpassing Nvidia and IBM and many other companies to name. So yeah, that's some research behind his leadership at Apple.
So I want to highlight the pivotal role of credibility in leadership, particularly in the time of crisis, like how we can measure its impact. Like, let's start with managing the crisis with credibility. Like when a crisis hit, whether it's a product recall or a financial downturn or a public relation issue, a first and foremost quality needed from leader is a credibility. Now, this credibility manifests through effective crisis communication. Leader must communicate clearly and effective, honestly. So for example, during 2010 BP oil spill, like BP initial response were criticized for being unclear and evasive, like which damaged their credibility. In contrast, a company like Johnson & Johnson during the Tylenol cyanide crisis in 1980s demonstrated effective communication by prompting a recalling the product and keeping the public informed, which helped them regain the trust. Now, gaining a stakeholder trust is another essential aspect. Like when a stakeholder believe in a leader's credibility, they must likely to support the organization through tough time. Now, trust is built through transparency and reliability. For instance, Satya Nadella's leadership at Microsoft is often cited for how he built the trust through openness and a focus on empowering the employees, which significantly improved the company culture and performance. So talking about maintaining the calm and composure is also crucial. Like leaders who stay calm can stabilize the situation and reassure their teams and stakeholders. Consider how Tim Cook managed Apple controversies such as the battery performance issues. His composed and transparent approach helped in steering the company through challenging times. Now, let's talk about the impact of credibility. Now, to measure how credibility affects an organization, we look at the various metrics like employee satisfaction and engagement are critical indicators. For example, companies with a leader who are seen as credible often have a higher employee morale and engagement level. Now, this can be seen in Google employee satisfaction scores, which are partly attributed to its transparent and credible leadership practice. Now, additionally, analyzing case studies can offer valuable insights. For instance, like examining the Tim Cook leadership at Apple, we saw how his credibility helped to navigate the company through various challenges impacting both employees' moral and organizational performance positively. In conclusion, like credibility is the bedrock of the effective leadership. Now it influences how well leaders manage crisis and communication with the stakeholders and drive the organizational success. By adhering to the best practices, best transparent, maintaining composure, and build a trust, leader can significantly enhance their effectiveness. Understanding and measuring the credibility through metrics and case studies further underscore its importance in achieving the organizational goal. Thank you for your attention, and here are the references.
Thank you.